Hola, hi fashion doll lovers. My name is Christopher y bienvenidos to my channel. In today's video, I will be sharing my thoughts on the newly presented Poppy Parker at Home collection. But before we get into today's video, please consider supporting this channel by hitting the super like button down below. Before I go any further, deeper, and really into the nitty gritty of this video, I do want to share, put out there, these are my thoughts. You know, my thoughts are not going to change anything, I don't think. But I would love to have the conversation and share my opinion on things that I feel passionate about, which are dolls. Now, I stopped feeling passionate for Poppy Parker a very long time ago. I tried her very early in my career, collecting dolls. And she just never made it work for me. Now, there are moments here and there where I look at a certain Poppy Parker doll and I'm like, oh, that was cute. Oh, that was impressive. Oh, that's a moment. This ain't it. Okay? I am tired. I am tired of seeing a Poppy Parker email and it's just Poppy Parker. I'm gonna let the car decide to pass by. As I filmed this video at almost 2 in the morning, thinking it would be quiet, why would I ever think it's gonna be quiet in New York? Anyways, I got distracted, as you can see. So, I've mentioned this previously, and I think I will always mention this every time this happens because it seems to just happen a lot. I am tired of it only being Poppy Parker. If I may, for references, bring up a word, Barbie. Homegirl has so many friends. Sometimes we know her friends, sometimes we don't know them by name, but we know she got friends. Right now, she's in her era of Barbie Malibu and Barbie Brooklyn, okay? That's her moment. Then there was a moment we had Christy, we had a Teresa, we had a Kai, is that possible? She has friends, she's had friends, even if the name of the brand is Barbie. Why am I saying this? Because I don't understand if we've gotten confused with the fact that because the line is called Poppy Parker, it's only Poppy that we get. Is that a confusing thing? I know she's the star, but does she need to be the only thing produced? May I also mention the True collection? It was originally the Industry collection, which we decided to name True. So now we have a main star. But when that first collection was released, we saw True and all of her friends. Yeah, all of her friends were in that collection. I bring this up because something about these 4 dolls that were presented, 3 of them, when I saw them, I thought of Poppy's friends. And I'm just kind of like, why are we not seeing her friends? And again, I tried Poppy Parker in the beginning of my doll career, collecting lives, and it didn't work for me. However, I have a Tina face mold that I've rebodied, and I love her. I recall Ginger being introduced at my first, which was the last convention, and kind of have a very connection feeling to her being presented there. And I really love that face mold. I've yet to see a variation of her that I like to purchase to rebody, and they haven't been that many. So, you know, I say that all to say, where's the diversity here? And I don't even mean in skin colors, I mean in face molds. And I might be singled out here because from what I'm hearing, these dolls, which were available by dealers, most except for one, are already sold out. So are we really going with if it ain't broke, don't fix? Can we try that again? Let's try that again. Are we going with if it ain't broke, don't fix it? It ain't coming out the way I think it is. But anyway, maybe we don't need to fix it because I can't even say the word broke. There it goes. There it came out. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and start discussing each one of the 4 dolls presented individually. And out of 3 of them, I'm going to be mentioning other characters that I think could have been the doll. So, without further ado, out of my rant, let's move on to the first doll presented in this collection. Now, the first doll in this collection is titled Blue Skies. She is slated to be released June 24th. Well, June 2024, not June 24th, sorry. Meant June of this year. I don't have a date. She is $165. She is available through dealers. And usually I don't mention the edition size, but as I mentioned earlier in this video, word on the street is most of these dolls are already sold out. So for that reason, I will say that the edition size is 1,200. Extra stats will be on the side right over here. Now, out of this collection, I think this is our Poppy. She is what I think of Poppy to be, okay? The hair is on the lighter side. It's like a honey blonde kind of color. We have this like plaid baby blue dress with a matching headscarf, the purse. It's Poppy. There's not much more to say. Now, something else I would say about this Poppy and the rest of the Good Girls in this collection, I don't know why, but it feels like Poppy in the past, or for the most part, always feels like a bigger moment when a doll is released. These four felt like four that could have just been a fashion pack, to be honest, because it feels like they have the accessories just to complete a look, and that's it. Like, there's nothing much to them. I also question the $65 price point here, because I don't know. And I even can't tell you what it is that I feel like they're missing, but something about this collection felt like they were a little bare, if I dare say so. They just felt like, oh, okay, that's it? All right, I guess, you know? So there's not much more to say here, but cute baby blue plaid dress. So next up we have Lazy Daze, and they spell that D-A-Z-E. I think it's important to mention the spelling because I think it is connected to that era. If I think of the show Lucky Days, was it Lucky Days? I'm already going way past my age limit, so nope, we're not doing that. Lazy Daze is also slated to be released June of this year. The price is the same, which is $165, and the edition size is also the same at 1,200. When this doll showed up in my email, I said to myself, is this Poppy cosplaying, not cross-playing, but you could, cosplaying as Ginger? Where's Ginger? Hello, Ginger. Are you missing? Do we need to put you on a milk carton? Because I feel like this would have been your look, okay? And not to say Ginger always has to be a redhead, but as soon as that copper hair color and the glasses, I was like, we couldn't use a different face mold? You got a Ginger in your collection, like her frenemy enemy, like, no, we couldn't do that. Even in Grease, you know, the frenemy enemy was like, no, okay. I don't know where I was going with that, but I just, this was definitely the doll that made me be like, we couldn't use a different face mold? Now, this one is one of the looks that I think I liked a little bit more. Yeah. I like the idea of the glasses and the sweater, but this was one of those looks where I was just like, so she has glasses. So because she has glasses, she doesn't get a bag? And because she gets a bag, she doesn't get any other accessories? Is that how we're like balancing this out here? Because feels like it could have been a fashion pack once again. For our third doll, we have It's My Party. Now, this doll is currently scheduled to be released July of this year. The price is still the same at $165, and she is still the same edition size of 1,200. Now, as I mentioned earlier in this video, the first three dolls, I'm on my third one right now, are all available via dealers. These are not Integrity Toys direct site. These are through dealers only. And as I've mentioned, I heard that most of these have already sold out. I don't know which ones, but a lot of people have been saying that they were looking for a particular one from this collection from their dealer, and they were already sold out. So just a little tidbit in there. Now, It's My Party is kind of my vibe because I like a little glam. That's why earlier when we were talking about lazy days, I was like, oh, I like this one. I like the very casual sweater vibe of Lazy Day, but I will always be a glam boy, so an evening look is always kind of my go-to. But even with this evening look, it felt like something was missing. I feel like I've seen the silhouette hundreds of times before at Bobbi Barker, and I feel like sometimes she's had an overcoat, sometimes she's had a wrap. I feel like sometimes we've dressed it up to make it a little bit more of an evening moment. And one thing with this one, I was like, oh, it's a pretty dress and a pretty doll. Okay. Now earlier I mentioned Tina because I have Tina. I don't know Tina's last name, so that's why you're not getting most last names here. I just remember the first name. This doll, for some reason, I automatically thought of Tina. I thought Tina could be the party girl in the pretty evening gown. We could have had the same hair color. We could have had the same hair length. Just a different face mold. You have other face molds in the archives. Why are they not being used? Like, at all? That's like literally the biggest question I have here. Why are these face molds not being used? Anyways, I thought this was beautiful. Like, how can you go wrong? It's a very pretty dress with some really pretty colors. I just once again was just like, wow. Out of 4 poppies, we're now on number 3 of the same face mold. And by the way, I also want to point out, if you take a look at all 3 of the first 3 faces, their screening look very similar. There's nothing shocking or exciting or different or unseen. They're all very much neutral, pastel, soft color palettes. And the reason why I'm making a point of mentioning this now is because when we go to our next and final, I have a lot more to say. So how do I pronounce this? Snoozeroo? Was that correct? That is the title for our 4th and final doll in this collection. She is currently scheduled to be released in July of this year. She is the only doll in this collection that is a lottery. If I'm not mistaken, the edition size is the same. I put like quotes in my notes, which means it probably is the same. Now, due to the fact that this is the lottery doll, I was going to say dealer doll, because she is the lottery doll, her non-member price is $175 and her member price is $165. So this is the only doll that has like a little bit of a difference in price because whatever. Now, we have our one and only dark skin girl in this collection. You know, we always have to have the token one. But doesn't Poppy have a black friend who I honestly at this very moment can't tell you what her name is because I can't tell you the last time I saw her. Don't remember. I remember she has one. Do I remember the name? Absolutely not, and that is very sad. But you know why I don't remember the name? Because I can't tell you the last time I've seen her. You know, if I was a little bit more OCD, a little bit crazier, I probably would have like sat down and looked through all of the Poppy Parkers throughout the year and really been like, how many of these friends have been produced? Like seriously, like I'm almost like, give me stats, like put it in front of me. Like, am I making this up? Like someone help me here because I got mucho questions. Now with this particular doll, you know, where the other girls got a bag and maybe another girl got glasses, she got a teddy. Teddy's a very popular Poppy Parker. I've noticed that. Okay, this teddy mold is popular in here. Now, yeah, that. As with the other girls, it's a very pretty look. We have a very like continuous color palette of pastels as this motorcycle is really trying to bug me. And what I find once again, because I have said this before, this isn't the first time this has happened, and this isn't the last time I'm sure that I'm going to be saying this, and I will be saying this every time it happens because I think it's offensive. Please make me understand how the first three dolls who were in day looks had more of a subtle lip color than the last girl in pajamas. Time and time again, the darker skinned Poppy Parkers are constantly put with makeup that is not complimentary to them. Okay? I looked at these pajamas very closely before making this comment on camera, and I can tell you that there is a shade of light pink in those pajamas that could have easily gone on this girl's lips. Okay? And we have seen darker skinned girls in other lines from Integrity Toys with lighter lips. Obviously from Murderous designers. What I'm saying is notes can be taken, and this does not have to continuously be a thing. Just because someone is dark skinned does not mean you pop the brightest color in the crayon box on their lips. When it does not go, it looks clownish. I said it, it looks clownish, and it's offensive. Time and time again, the darker skinned Poppy always has an ridiculous lip color. Ridiculous. So on top of the friend of darker complexion that we have yet to see in who knows how many years, and whose name I cannot remember because I can't say the last time I seen her, we will then continuously make Poppy Parker's molds in a darker skin and always give it a ridiculous lip color. Because we can't be neutral with the darker skinned girl. She has to be loud, even in pajamas. Loud in pajamas. I thought she was going to sleep. Where's she going? What is she doing? I almost feel like she should have been the one in the party, honestly, with this lip color. Because I don't understand. I just don't understand. Really, someone help me. Why the dark-skinned dolls in the Poppy world always have the most ridiculous makeup on their face. And with that, I take a deep breath. I release my thoughts into the universe of the internet. I await to hear your comments, see what you have to say. Again, I'm sure this line is going with the if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But sadly, it needs fixing. Because it's just sad. And obviously it's selling. And that, I think, is the problem. The problem here is that a line that has, what I personally am going to say, issues, is being continued to be produced with its issues because it's being sold. And I will also like to say, for those that might be arguing about the dark skin girl having crazy makeup, I hope when you argue with me, you're a person of color. Just saying. Because if you're not, we might go to war. And on that note, until next time, adios.